Okay guys, welcome to the video. So in this video I'll be building a RAG application, specifically a RAG bot that will serve as a customer support, all those customer support chatbots for an e-commerce brand. The bot basically has two purposes: to serve as customer support and also a lead gen, so lead generation, to generate leads for the brand. So first, what kind of data are we working with in this project? Working with FAQs, things about the products and stuff like that. So let me basically show you guys the data I'm working with for this RAG application. Okay guys, here is the markdown file. I scraped the data in markdown because it's more efficient to train for the LLMs to like work with markdown data than a PDF or a raw text file. So those data, these are like the kind of question that the LLM is going to work with and our bot is going to work with. This is basically the data. So okay, let's get back to building. So right here, so right now I want to upload the data on my Google Drive so I can connect it to my N8N workflow. That is what I am doing now. Import data. Okay, the data has been uploaded. Okay, let's start building now. So the first node we have is the Google Drive. We have the Google Drive trigger node. So select on specific. So basically this every minute suggests that the workflow will run every time every minute. It checks every minute in our Google Drive folder if a new file has been added to this folder. So the folder we just uploaded, watch for file created. So this is it. So the next workflow we're going to be adding is the Google Drive we're still going to be using the Google Drive trigger. Here we're going to be downloading file, resource file, downloading, select from lists. Nope. Execute previous node. Let's get some data. Only one clock values cannot be executed. For that reason, please fix them first. What's the issue here? Run this workflow. Okay, test event. Okay. Come back here. Select by ID. So right here we are going to get the ID for we're gonna get the file ID name. Okay, it is. So we're going to track this ID every time a new file is added in our Google Drive. It is automatically when this workflow runs, it gets automatically downloaded. So that's for that. So the next workflow we're going to be adding a vector store. We're going to be adding a vector store, Pinecone vector store. Pinecone vector store. Patreon document from Get document for chain for AI agent. So we are going to be adding documents to vector store. Okay, so what do you need? You need to get a Pinecone. Pinecone is a vector database, so you need to get your Pinecone API connected. So get your Pinecone account connected. Let me show you how to basically do that. It's not necessary, but let me just show you Pinecone. Then I don't want this video to be too long, so let me just show you Pinecone and show you how, and just so you get an idea what it looks like, so you can research how to like connect it to anything. Okay, right here, this is Pinecone. And since we're already here, this is the Pinecone website, so you can come here, set up your account, get an API key that you are going to use for your N8N workflow. So right now I want to create an index for our RAG bot. So you go create index. We'll call this urban chatbot. Select embedding small. Is more cost effective. OpenAI embedding model. So we'll go create index. Initializing. So our index has been created. Now going back to N8. Now we are back on N8N. Let us set up our vector store and connect it to the index we just created on Pinecone. Urban chatbot, embedding size, batch size 200, and we need to add a Pinecone namespace. So Pinecone namespace, we're gonna call this urban. So we'll set this up. So right here, right now, the next node we're gonna set up would be an embedding node. The model we're going to use is the OpenAI model, and we're going to set the dimensions 512 so it will be in sync with our vector database. And after this, next we're going to use this, we're going to set up a data loader. Set this to binary, custom, we want to use a recursive text splitter. Set our chunk size 1000 is a little bit too much. We set our chunk size to 600 and set our chunk overlap to 20. So mark down. So if we run our workflow now, and we go back to Pinecode, we will see that the file we uploaded in our drive has been added to our vector database. In Pinecode now, if we check Pinecode now, you see that record count, that means 7 records have been added to our Pinecode database. So everything is going well. So let's go back to N8N. So we are basically done with the first part of our RAG application. So this is basically the database layer. So let's just name this workflow Urban DB. So next up, we're gonna start building our chatbot proper and the next workflow. So go back to our home page. Of this, create a new workflow. Call this open chats. So oh, I forgot. I need to keep this Urban DB workflow active so that it will continually, so it watches constantly and check if a new file has been added. It's just like an event listener listening for changes in our database and our Google Drive. So right about now, okay, since it's active already, let's go back to the chart. So we are back now. So let's start building out the chat workflow. This is our bot proper. So first node here will be a chat trigger. We'll make it publicly available, and the next workflow here, we're gonna smaller. Next workflow here will be an AI agent. Next node, I said workflow, will be an AI agent. So this is our AI agent. This is our AI agent. Enter chat trigger node defined below. Look on the chat trigger node. Guys, some specific output format. We use, let's set some system message here. Make this bigger. Rule. Okay, for now this is all we're going to be needing. So let's go back to building the workflow. So the next node we're going to need, first of all, let's implement our chat model. We're going to be using the OpenAI chat model, and the chat model we're using here will be, let's use one that's not too expensive, GPT 4.0. Then after chat model, the next thing we're going to add is a memory, simple memory storage. So now a simple memory storage, just increase this at least 12, nope, too much, 12. Then after our simple memory storage, you need our vector store question answer tool. Vector store question answer tool. So user questions. Limit. So now we can now go back to, okay, we can now go back to our AI agent to add this our question, this our prompt here. Let's add this as one of the tools. Tools. First tool here will be Obama thread QE. Use the store to answer questions. Customers regarding the brand. Okay. So what's the name of these tools? What I call this tool? Urban key thread. This again. Okay. So now let's flesh out our vector store, our vector question and answer tool. So the first thing we're going to be adding here will be a Pinecone vector store, so that we can use this vector database to like get context about the question being asked to the bot and give the customer a reply. So on the Pinecone vector store, to document as vector chatbot. Yes, that is what we are working with. And namespace, I'm gonna use the same namespace or brand. Then the next thing we're gonna work on is our AI embeddings. Is this correct? Open, not open, not double N, single N. Let me put this here to make this a little bit smaller. So the next thing we're gonna add will be our chat model. Will be the OpenAI chat model, and we're gonna be using GPT 4.0. GPT 4.0, yes. And the next thing we're gonna add is showing this way. We have that. Okay. selected. Yeah. So maybe when I run the workflow, they say, oh, I've not added embeddings. So let me add my embeddings. So OpenAI embeddings, and so everything here is basically good. Add our dimensions 512. Yeah. So basically now our chatbot is good to go. Let us test it and see. Open chat, and let's make this bigger. So I'd say if I say hello, our workflow is running. Our workflow will run successfully, as you can see. Yeah. Let me see if I can adjust this my screen and make the workflows smaller so that you can see the chat terminal very well. So if I ask the bot now a question about the brand, here the bot is telling me, hello, how can I assist you today? What is the name of the brand? See, it's running this workflow now, trying to get okay. Where is the brand located? So you're saying, so basically our workflows and our chatbot is, let me say, 70% ready. Everything is working well, but as you can see, I want to now add a new data. If I come to this drive, I want to add a new data to I want to turn the bot oh god, I want to add a new data that our bot can use to like answer more questions. So if you check now, we have all these questions, and if I ask the bot something outside here, let me say for example I ask the bot something like a product related question. Let me show you my product markdown. Coming guys. Okay, so right here it's something related to our product. If you see now, if I ask the bot what are the main collections in your product line, if I copy this question now and ask the bot, you see that the bot won't be able to answer this question because of it has not been trained on this data. The LLM has not been trained on this data. So let's ask the bot this question now and see its response. I see what the bot is saying. The bot is saying, I am sorry, I do not have a specific details on the main collection in the urban trade product line, blah blah blah. But now if we update the knowledge base for our application, our bot will be able to answer this question. So let's do that now. Upload a new file, product related. So we have updated our drive, so our first workflow now should run again. That the workflow watching for our DB workflow watching for updates. So if you check executions now, you will see this is, what's the time now? Okay, 1:58. This is the workflow that I just ran now. That means that file updated has entered our vector database basically. So let me go back to our chart. Going back to our chart now. So now if I ask that same question again, let me ask hello first. Hello. So what is the main collections in your product line? So I see now the bot answers the questions very well. I see core collection, click or clinical. So our vector database has been updated, and now the bot has now been trained on those new information. So with this now our bot is ready. So now the next step here is to add a Google Sheet, so that in case a customer comes to the website and inquires and makes an inquiry for a product, that means the customer has shown interest that he wants to buy, so that's a potential lead. So the bot should ask for contact information, so in case of the customer leaves, you can always remind the customer, oh, we wanted to buy this from our brand, so let us do that. So basically how that's going to work here, we're going to set up a Google Sheet. So when the bot gets the customer's information, the bot is going to store it on that Google Sheet. So first let's add the Google Sheet to, let's add new tool. What's happening? Can't I touch this node? Okay, Google Sheet. Okay, Google Sheet 2. So in the Google Sheet 2, append row, and we have to create a new document. Google Sheets. Blank document. I'll call those leads. Leads. Name, phone, email, and interest. So the AI should decide on the values to send. Now document. Okay. With this, our document is almost, our bot is almost ready. So let's give the AI a new prompt. Our AI agent, let's add this new tool to our AI agent and tell it what it's going to use it to do. It's going to use it to do. So basically here, okay, I'll call those sheets. So say use this to store contact information such as name, email, phone number, and interest. So after the cost, after the customer asks about brand information or shows or is interested in making or show an interest interested in making a purchase. Ask them name, email, specific interests, and phone number. So that being done, so okay, let's go back to our bot now and test this out if this will be added to our sheet. So hello, I can assist you. Let me say I am interested in buying a joggers. So are you seeing now the bot is asking us for our, as you can see here, the bot is asking us for our name, email, phone number and interest. So let me just say name Ahmed, oh Chineke, okay, email Ahmed n8n@gmail.com. Interest. Let me see. So guys, some slides. Okay, phone number. So you're seeing that right now our Google Sheets Google Sheet workflow has run. So let's check our Google Sheet and see if our leads were added. As you can see, Ahmed, phone, and the email and interested in has been added to the our Google Sheet. So our bot is working well now, and yeah, our bot is complete. So now let's actually check this bot out, and let's just see. Let's see. Okay. Keep active. Let's load again. So hello. How are you doing? What is your product line? So you can see the bot is working well. So right now I want to embed this doc in a website. So for you to be able to embed our chatbot in a website, we have to change it to embedded chat, and we'll go to the documentation, the N8N documentation. While it's loading, let me show you the website I will be embedding this bot into. Okay. Okay guys, this is basically my code for the website. Just a basic HTML and CSS one page website. So let me show you what it looks like on the browser. This is what it looks like on the browser actually. Initially I was talking, I don't know that my stuff was not recording, but so this is what it looks like. I modified the documentation code I got from the documentation a little bit. I got from the documentation here this code. I modified it a little bit to fit my specific need, because I didn't really like the functionality. The way it was functioning on this website here. I wanted it, when I click here, to pop up, then I click the bot. But let me show you, let me load it again and show you. Open live server. So as it opens, I want, when I click here, I can access the bot. So this is the website, and it's loading. Come on now. So let's see if I can. Okay. Tyson, when I click here, I get this pop-up. If I say hello, our bot responds. Then I said, what do you have on your product line? What do you have on your product line? Oops, typo. But the model should basically understand the context. So yeah,